The Jedi live in a dream.
Stand down!
I didn't do it!
But an acolyte kills the dream.
Star Wars: The Acolyte, 2-episode premiere Tuesday, only on Disney+.
Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be discussing the runtime and some other details about the upcoming Star Wars: The Acolyte Episode 3. Of course, we're gonna hop right on into it. Before we do though, however, grab the subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. So as I would usually say, we're going to break down everything that we're anticipating and everything that we know about the upcoming Star Wars: The Acolyte Episode 3. We simply just are not. We're really going to be specifically looking at the runtime, who, what, where, why, how come kind of scenario here. I'll have a whole nother video here on the channel that goes more in detail and in more depth about an actual preview video for The Acolyte Episode 3, so stay on the lookout for that by grabbing the subscribe button. Anyway, in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from one of my favorites out there, thebestbenbolton.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there, as well as an overall garnering source, one of my favorites. Give them a check out, of course. Next week we'll finally see the release of the new live action Star Wars series, The Acolyte, by which will bow on Disney Plus on June 4th, June 5th for Europeans, of course, with its first 2-episode premiere. Promotion for the series has been ramping up in the recent weeks as expected and anticipated, and those who've shared social media reactions to the first 2 episodes paint the series in a very positive light, which is great and grand to hear. Of course, we have our own reaction videos and our own breakdown/review videos for those first 2 episodes here on the channel as well. You guys can check out those videos, and it really has been quite great to see a lot of people that were not really having their hopes up for The Acolyte kind of turning around and saying, alright, this show is actually pretty cool. It actually does offer something. Its action's pretty cool. Its story's pretty interesting. And, you know, very much being just open-minded and optimistic to with what the rest of the series actually is going to offer is, I think, just really half the battle. So hearing and seeing a good majority of Star Wars fans out there turning around and giving that kind of response here for The Acolyte thus far has been very much so quite promising. Just a couple of months ago, Leslye Headland, the series creator, showrunner, writer, and the talented director behind The Acolyte, has revealed that episodes of the series would run anywhere between 30 to 40 minutes long, and the first 2 episodes definitely do prove that, of course. Of course, this article, as I should also mention, is from before the first 2 episodes of The Acolyte, so I'm a bit behind on this, to be honest with you guys. Some fans have reacted negatively to those news of wanting longer runtimes for the series. We've always kind of personally found that idea quite strange and challenging at times as well. If you're going to draw it out just to make a longer runtime, we don't want it. If it fits the story, if it fits the narrative, and the story and the narrative fits within that runtime, then it works. However, looking at it at the flip side of things, if they're going to put a bunch of filler in there that doesn't necessarily contribute anything to the actual story, then we wouldn't really want it. Just because an episode is 50 minutes long instead of 30 doesn't mean it's going to be better. If anything, it actually might be worse. It's all about the pacing, and that judgment can't be made until we've seen the episodes in question. And thus far, I think that episode 1 and 2 fit quite perfectly around with that 45-minute runtime. So we've always found it strange to see any kind of want to kick up any fuss about an episode or movie's runtime before actually seeing the actual story and how that fits into the runtime. Anyway, we're sure that those fans are going to love what we're going to share here for the next episode of The Acolyte. So what they've been hearing, the Bestman Bolton, Leslye Headland was very honest with her past comments about the episode runtimes of The Acolyte. We've heard that the first 4 episode runtimes are between 42 minutes and 32 minutes long. We don't know if this includes the end credits or the obligatory kind of previous episode recap or even post-credit scenes as a potential that we could find attached to the Star Wars series, which gets included into the runtime on Disney Plus. So as accurate as it is, episode 1 came in at 41 minutes, episode 2 came in at 36 minutes. Seeing that this video is being recorded and published after the first 2 episodes, that is accurate. What they read from the Bestman Bolton is that episode 3 is going to be 42 minutes long. Personally, we've very much been looking forward to The Acolyte. were hearing good things about the series when it was in production, and we've heard mostly good things now that the series is over the verge of its release. Well, now is actually at the time of recording and publishing this video. We hope that the series lives up to those comments and it gains a strong audience on the streaming service. Outside of our Star Wars bubble, there seems to be a little bit more interest and excitement as well. Very similar to Andor, actually. But we hope that the positive reviews and word of mouth attract viewers for the series over time as well. Through Andor being a critical darling didn't help its viewership necessarily, it's still much so acclaimed by the critics and the fans alike. We're hoping the same thing for The Acolyte. Based off of that there as well, The Acolyte in its first 2-episode release is the most viewed Star Wars series of 2024. It doesn't take much to say that, as its only other competitor was The Bad Batch's third and final season, but even then, it is on the right track thus far. 42 minutes long for episode 3 seems very similar to with what episode 1 had offered before at 41 minutes long, so anticipating for its kind of pacing and its scenes to be very close and similar to that there as well. As I also will discuss and talk about here on the channel, we've also kind of always noticed about any and every other Star Wars show on Disney Plus is that usually a lot of the footage comes from the first 3 to 4 episodes that's used in the marketing and the promoting of the actual given series itself. So in reference for Obi-Wan Kenobi, all the trailers, all the marketing that was released beforehand is mostly from the first like 3-4 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi. The same thing can be said here for The Acolyte. So we're going to probably see a lot more of those gaps filled in. Pretty much the entire night sequence I feel like we're going to see of the Jedi all on the forest there with the Wookiee Jedi fighting off this Acolyte kind of figure, or this dark Sith user, and him actually revealing himself. I think that's what episode 3 is going to offer with us. It's going to leave us on that kind of cliffhanger moment. And maybe even in a weird way, because you might anticipate this for episode 4 or even episode 5 for an 8-episode total series, for that to happen a little bit later in the series, like on episode 4 or 5. It feels like episode 3 is going to be a bigger turning point than you might anticipate for. Of course, guys, as I had also mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'll have a full-on, in-depth, in detail preview video for episode 3 of Star Wars The Acolyte to look forward to here on the channel. It's all the more reason to grab that subscribe button today. If you haven't already, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys are all thinking, your different theories, your thoughts and opinions, what you want to see from the rest of these episodes of The Acolyte. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.